Hello and welcome to the PFLAG LA Podcast. It's a monthly podcast which we present the first Tuesday of every month, and it's dedicated to bridging families, friends, and allies of the queer community. It's an opportunity for us to provide information, speakers, people that can help you become an advocate. I'm your host and moderator, Thomas Callahan, and with me today, I have a new host and our regular host, Farah.
Hi, everyone. Farah here. Anthony, Thomas, how are you doing?
I'm better than yesterday.
And ba- Hey, that is something. You know what? We're going to take that as a win. Yeah.
Yes.
That's always a win. I'm doing
Okay.
good, struggling with the flu, allergies, but you know what? I'm happy to be here with all of you, so I couldn't ask for anything better.
We're so pleased to have you too. So thank you.
And our guest today will be Emmy-winning television producer and writer Bryant Huddleston. But before we get to Bryant, one of the things we like to do every month is present a word of the month. And we get this from the PFLAG.org glossary, which is the national website. And today's word is lived experience. Basically, it's the idea of using your personal information as an individual to talk about life and to actually challenge quantitative data or research or information that's out there. Because out there, as you know, is untruths. There's also hearsay. And so this is an opportunity for you in a way to educate people. So if you're talking to someone and you're talking about a certain situation and you go, well, that's not how I see it or presented, my lived experience is that such and such happens. And it's a great way for us to challenge societal structures. It's certainly a way to challenge stereotypes or misinformation. So lived experience is our word for the month. And you can always go on the national website. They have probably at least 3 dozen words that you can look at and get more information on. So along with the word of the month, we always like to present a community event, something that you can get involved with. Being April, Anthony, what do you have for a event?
Awesome. I'm excited. So, April, we have the We Breathe Community Forum, which is an in person gathering in West Hollywood, which is focused on building partnerships and strengthening community care. This event will have a lot of activities throughout the day, including a mental health exercise, through hands on tea making session, exploring natural remedies that support substance abuse prevention. There'll be a special guest speaker and a creative poster making session. That event will be on April 16th from 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. in West Hollywood at the Connie Empowerment Center. So I'm really excited for that event. Should be a lot of fun.
Yeah, that sounds great. And just so you know, anything you hear on our podcast will be on the website, pflagla.org. We will also have the links and the dates and any information that will help you out. Our guest today is Bryant Huddleston. He is an Emmy-winning television producer and writer in Los Angeles. He has worked on shows like Extra and Dr. Phil. Since his son Haven's adoption from the LA County foster care system, Brian's been a strong advocate for LGBTQ plus foster care, foster parents, and adoptions. So, Brian, welcome to our show.
Thank you guys. I appreciate it and the work you do. It's important.
Thank you. I mean, we're so glad that you've joined us today. It's really great to have you on.
No problem.
Yeah. So I wanted to start back further, growing up, where you started, what brought you out to LA, etc. I know that's a lot of stuff
What
to
brought me out?
What brought you out? Also, that could be. We could totally go into
Well, I mean, that
that.
had a lot to do with it. I
Okay.
always knew I wanted to work in television.
Okay.
So I admired, like, back in the day, Peter Jennings and Barbara
Mm,
Walters and Diane Sawyer. I mean, those were the OGs when I was
yeah.
growing up. I wanted to be in broadcasting. And so I did that, and then I was a local anchor in Jonesboro, Arkansas. I did
Okay.
that. I marked that off my bucket list, and then I really wanted to come out, and I
Yeah.
knew that my life wouldn't be what I wanted it to really be, enriched and be who I was growing up in Northeast Arkansas. So
Right.
I luckily had a very good friend that moved out to LA, and I sort of followed her
Yeah.
and created my own family in LA through work and through friendships. So that's how it all started. That's why I came out here. And then I worked in television for probably a little over 10 years. And then I adopted my son, Haven.
Okay. Okay. But before we step into Haven, I just wanted to ask, was your own family back in Arkansas, were they supportive or
You
how
know
was
what?
their response?
Yeah, I was a lucky one, I have
Okay.
to say, because
Yeah.
my dad is a Marine. He
Okay.
is former state police, and my mother was a public school teacher. So it could have gone any way.
Any direction.
Uh, Actually, they both were very supportive, still are
Mhm.
very supportive,
Right,
love their
right.
their brown grandchild. And I had really good friends. So
Okay.
that, as we all know here, is imperative to having
Yeah.
a healthy coming out experience and
Right.
an experience to build your own forever family is to have that support system. So I
Right.
may have had to write my dad a letter and mail it from LA and
Yes.
cry for a week, but it went great.
That's amazing. Oh, that's fantastic. I'm so glad to hear that. So we'll move into Haven. So what was the process? How did you happen to become a foster parent and then adopt?
Well, I'm sort of an open book about what led me to foster adoption is that I had a bad experience with dating someone and
Mhm.
had to go into therapy about it. What is this? And in that therapy session, I
Mhm.
realized that person wasn't who I should be with, but I
Mhm.
really wanted to be a dad.
Hmm.
And so I thought this person was the family that I would,
Mm.
and they were like, no, no, no. And my therapist brought up Fosterdoc, and
Okay.
what led me to Haven. And so
Wow.
I did the classes and the orientation, and to be honest, I had a couple children that didn't stay with me.
Okay.
They went back into the system, or their family decided that they wanted another shot.
Mhm.
So Haven was my third child.
Okay.
So
Yeah.
and it stuck. So third time's the charm.
Right. That's amazing. And how did you realize, did you always know you wanted to be a dad or was it, yeah, it was just kind of
Yes.
in
I
you?
mean, even whenever I was growing up in the Southern Baptist church and I would
Mhm.
hear the things that came from the pulpit,
Yeah.
I knew what he was saying was wrong.
Mhm. Mhm.
But also I was so insecure. I was like, I hope I'm bisexual. I hope that I have my own children one day.
Right.
Even as a 14, 15, 16-year-old kid in small town Arkansas, I was
Yeah.
thinking, I want to be a dad. I
I
want
want
to
to be
be
a
a dad.
dad.
I
Yeah,
want to
you
be a dad.
already knew. Okay. Yeah.
And so whenever my closest friends were like, "You're doing what?" And I was like, "Oh, I'm going to be a foster dad and adopt." And they were like, "Wow." So I mean, it just worked out, and
Right.
I truly believe that that was the right route. I mean, every child that I didn't get to keep was because of Haven.
Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Did you do the research to find Adopt, or did someone help? How did you happen to figure
I
this?
think originally it was my therapist that said you should do this, and
Mhm.
then I did my own research and went for orientation, and I got attached to a great social worker who was a bulldog for me. I mean,
Mhm.
social workers can either help you or they could work against you.
Mhm.
Mine worked for me. She was like almost like an agent.
Oh,
She was
wow.
in there fighting for me. Like, this is the guy.
Right.
This is who this kid needs to be with. So I was lucky in that route as well.
Wow. So you said there were three children. Over what time period was that?
I started the process in I think 2008-ish.
Okay.
And then in that period of time, I had an infant for
Mhm.
8 days,
Okay.
and then he was, there were some shenanigans, I think,
Okay.
and he went back
Yeah.
he got adopted out from under me,
Oh,
a
wow.
private adoption, and then
Oh my gosh.
that was devastating,
Yeah.
and because it was the first, and then the
Okay.
second
Yeah.
one, I knew in my gut she wasn't gonna stick around.
No.
And so that was a 2-week stay, and then I told everybody, "Forget it," and I went to Europe
Mhm.
and had a good old time. And then and then when I came back from Spain, I said I wanted an older child, and
Okay.
that was the key,
Oh,
because
okay.
Hayden had been in the system for so long that his birth mother had so many opportunities to really make it right. and she
Right.
didn't. So it sort of paved the way for me to get him and
Uh-huh.
and to start anew. So that's what happened. Once I got him in the summer of 2010,
Mhm.
he was mine within 5 months. And
Oh,
that's
wow.
like
How old is Haven?
Haven today is 17. He'll be
Oh.
18 in June. So it's just been he and I, and
So was he about a year then?
he just turned 2 when I got him.
Oh, he just turned
And
2.
I
Okay,
remember the
alright.
call. They were like, the foster mom really wants to throw him a birthday party before she does the handoff. And I was like, sure, I'm going to be buying 16 more birthday parties
Right.
and before that one.
She can take
So
this one. Yeah.
she can do this one. So she did. And to be honest, that was that was heartbreaking part of it, because this
Mhm.
woman really loved him. And the only reason she didn't get to keep him is because of her home. And when you adopt a child in foster care, the home has to be set up in a way that hits certain guidelines. Like you have to
Mhm.
have a certain gender in a room alone at a certain age. Like different genders can't share a room if they're a certain age. So
Right.
she only had 2 rooms and a 16-year-old daughter. So Haven had to move out of that crib
Oh, I
in that
see.
room, and she didn't have
Yeah.
a 3rd room. So
Oh, okay,
that's
okay.
why. And
Right.
it's not because of her or her family.
Right.
They were an ideal match, I'm sure. But I'll never forget that. And I remember the day that he was coming with me for good. I
Mhm.
rem I'm getting a little choked up. I remember looking at my social worker and saying, "You're gonna buckle him up in the back seat because he was throwing a fit. I'm not gonna do it. I'm gonna
Oh.
be in the front seat,
Yeah.
and you let me know whenever it's time to, you know, go."
Right. Right.
So, because I didn't wanna be the one that took him from her or any of that
Right.
Lifetime TV movie.
Right. Oh
Like,
gosh.
it was not gonna be that.
Yeah. Oh, that's very smart actually, because then if he has any memories of that, it wouldn't be you
Exactly.
looking at him during that
Yes.
traumatic time. Oh
Yes.
my gosh, that's quite some
If
forethought.
you met Haven, Haven is you would never know that, he bounced around a little bit. We're a perfect match as
Yeah.
far as that goes, and it's just been he and I the whole time. If I was ever dating someone, that wasn't ever brought into the house. He's been the priority. My career and Haven have been the
Mm.
priority.
Right. So
I
I know you're a very strong advocate for Foster Adopt. What has been your experiences? What have been like sort of the highs, the lows, everything in between?
I mean, I guess the lows are you have to go into it knowing that the right kid will stay with you.
Right.
Because any other way, I would have said no after the first heartbreaking situation and never went back.
Mm,
So you
mhm.
have to know that your forever child will stay with you,
Mhm.
and it'll be the right match. You just have to trust your gut and trust the process. And also, not to say this is the most important, but Haven is given money every month from the state since his adoption.
Mhm. Mm,
He
mhm.
gets a
Mhm.
stipend every month. He has
Mhm.
health insurance. He has mental health.
Right.
I mean, California, there's a lot of problems,
Right.
but they take care of their children.
Right.
So I think a lot of people are surprised by that when I
Mhm.
say, "Oh yeah, Haven gets a monthly check." They're like, "What? He's been adopted since 2011."
Right.
Yes, but he does get all these things attached with him
Right.
until he's 18.
He's covered. Okay,
Mm.
right.
So it's also another perk to going that route for the community
For Foster
if
Adopt.
they choose to. And
Right.
I think a lot of people just don't think that they would get the support through the county as an out person,
Mm.
and I did not see that. Haven and I had a gift drive for many years that we
Mhm.
worked with the county over the holidays, and every single person I met was always so positive and encouraging and really saluted our family in a way
Right.
uh, that felt appropriate.
Right.
So I just wish more people would give it a shot.
Right. Right.
Are there a lot of, without breaking it down, the initial steps to be able to do this?
Yeah, there is a to-do list per se. I mean, it is making sure that you did the background check and getting your financials ready. Not that you have to be financially wealthy, but you have to show stability.
Mm.
Mhm.
And then there's also your home check. And I'll never forget when I did the home check. Didn't love the apartment I was in. It was on Burbank Boulevard. It was sort of transition. I had just sold my condo. So I was like, ugh. I remember specifically, like, it was around Christmas when I was doing the home check, and so I loved, Charlie Brown, so I turned on Charlie Brown Christmas, had it playing, did brownies. I was like people were, like, rolling their eyes. They were like, "This is but I remember she walked in, she goes, "Oh, I love Charlie Brown. Are those brownies?" So I was like,
You're like, yes, in the bag.
"In the bag, baby."
That's amazing. Well done.
You talked about having a couple of children first. What is the point of now the child is yours, that you're no longer in the foster mode?
Yeah, I got Haven in July or June, July, and then there was a couple little, we've got to do the court, give her one more shot here. She's not been there for 2 years. I remember there was an October court date, and was looking at the BlackBerry at the time is what I had. And I was just looking at that BlackBerry, and so she didn't show up. So
Right.
that was our final thing. And I remember there was a place called Stanley's in Sherman Oaks. I was at Access Hollywood at the time, and all my crew from the show, we celebrated that night. I remember that specifically. And so that was the last hurdle,
Right.
so to
Right.
speak. And then it was just about getting an attorney and, making it official in January. It was that fast.
The intention from the beginning to adopt the child
It was always the intention.
for you or the organization?
No, it was always my intention to adopt, not just to foster. I mean, there's some people that's what they want to do, and God bless them.
God bless them.
Yeah, it was never my intention just to foster. It was always to foster and adopt. And I tell Haven all the time, when you're 18, and he'll be 18 in June, I can help you find her. If she's out there, have some information that might help you. And right now he has no interest, but he's also 17
18.
and
Or yeah.
17, straight kid, God bless him.
Right.
He's got his head in the clouds.
Yeah.
And so in a couple years when he's in college and matured, and he may say, hey, what do we know about her? And we may begin that journey. But he said, I love my family and my dog and my home, and I don't care. He's got siblings. We know that.
Okay. Right.
No. I was like, but you have 5 brothers.
Oh my God.
And he's
5
like,
brothers.
Wow.
Wow. That's crazy.
But me, I'm like doing my little Facebook search and trying to see all these Haven clones.
Yeah.
No luck so far.
No
luck.
Haven clones? Okay.
No Haven clones so far.
I'm sure, as you know, that there are a lot of misconceptions in our community about people who may be interested in the foster care and adoption process. And you had such an amazing experience with it. From what you've told us, what are some misconceptions that maybe you can help alleviate for people who maybe are nervous about going through the process, and you can just help them figure out, like, that's actually not how it goes?
Well, I think the most important one that we touched on is that you won't be judged, and that they welcome our community, because there are thousands and thousands and thousands of kids right now in LA County that want to be Haven. They want a family. They want a forever home. They want a bedroom that's theirs. They want a family that can call their own. And Haven's family in Arkansas are his people. His hillbillies. He loves them. So I think that's the biggest one, is that they'll be judged. And I would say, give it a shot. And I don't think you will be. They are looking for loving, healthy families, and we can provide that. There are many of us that want to be parents and think there's no way I can pay for an adoption. I don't have a partner. So how am I going to have my own biological child? I can't afford surrogacy. And I'm saying it's free. You get financial help and you save a life.
I think that's really helpful, because I talk with my friends who are at that age of, do we want children and what route should we go through? And like you said, surrogacy is a very expensive option that is not available to everyone. And so fostering and adoption is such a great option. And like you said, there's so many kids who want homes.
And also, it's important to say of all ages, because infants are sometimes hard to keep, because people change their minds, or there's a sibling set and there's an older kid and they want the baby as well. or, there could be so many reasons, but older kids often set in the system and age out. So,
Right.
and also, there's nothing wrong with saying, "Hey, I want a healthy child." There's a lot of sick children in the system. I just knew I wasn't capable of taking that on. So
Mhm.
I said, male or female, any race. I wanted 2 to 4. I didn't want
Okay.
too old, but I was fine with toddler. And toddler is why I got Haven, because she had made so many mistakes in the past. And it was the perfect time to, scoop him up, I guess.
And then how did you, I mean, this is not even to do so much with the foster adopt system or anything like that. How did you do it as a single dad? With any single parents? I'm just amazed because I was like, even with me and my husband, and we have 2 kids, it's
Yeah.
just, it's a lot.
Well, I remember specific. Well, first of all, it was super expensive with all the daycare and the
Right.
dog walkers and my schedule and shoots at night. There was a lot of, it takes a village.
Yeah.
Hillary was always right. It does take a village.
Right.
But also I had a good job, so I could
Mhm.
afford a little bit of the
Right.
child care.
Uh-huh.
But I remember my first season at Dr. Phil was my last. I
Yeah.
was like, I can't do these hours and he's 8 years old at the house. It
Mm.
does not work.
Okay.
So
Right.
I quit and they were like, "You're quitting?" Because
Mhm.
and so I was like, "I'm quitting," but I can pop in here or there, like as a freelancer, but I can't be away from him this much, and I
For
can't
that
leave
much.
at
Yeah.
4:30 in the morning. Who the hell is going to get him to school?
Right.
So,
Right.
so yeah, it was a challenge. I mean,
Yeah.
and I look back at it now that you asked that question and think,
Yeah.
how the hell did
Yeah.
I do it all? And he
Yeah.
actually still likes me.
So, Brian, as an editor, I know editors in town, and some of them just work at home. Did that help? Did you do any of that?
During COVID, I did. COVID changed the game for industry people, a lot of us anyway. So I was able to work from home, even do a side hustle, and go and pick him up at school and drop him off because of COVID. But
Mhm.
normally, no. I mean, I was in the office. I mean, turning around stories in the office. But
Right.
COVID from 20 to 22 was, I mean, it was ideal especially for single parents
Yeah.
Sure.
Yeah.
to be at home. I mean,
Right.
to be at home and to be able to still work. And
Right.
and,
Right.
and we got Zoom out of it.
Right. Exactly. I know. It's kind of crazy. I think
Yes.
back and I'm like, oh wow, like
Can you
so
believe it's
much
been
has
6
changed.
years? I mean,
Yeah.
God.
No.
And it seems
And
like
it's
yesterday,
literally
it
6
seems like
years.
forever ago.
I was just visiting with a friend who moved because of COVID and she's back in LA for a hot second. So we were hanging out and we were talking about how it was basically this time 6 years ago, I think, that we met for the last time in person.
Or it was March.
Yeah. And she was talking about how she was saying, oh, I heard it's only going to be 2 weeks.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I
And I
remember
was
that.
like,
I was at
yes. Yeah.
E News at
Hmm.
the time, and they
Uh-huh.
said that.
Yeah.
It's
Yeah.
2 weeks.
It's just 2 weeks. I had been reading other articles and I was like, I've heard it's going to be like 12 to 18 months. And she was like, I totally thought you were like a fringe case wacko. Like, I thought you were, she was like, Clara's crazy, but yeah, so it's 6 years. Yeah. I'm still reeling from time. I still have no idea what time or day or even year it is sometimes. I'm just like, I'm here.
Yeah. Exactly.
Yeah.
Well, I think that's parenting.
That's true. I think that is all wrapped up in it. So is Haven a junior now?
Oh yeah, he's holding back. So
Okay.
because it was bad, and his grades 6th grade was not good.
Okay.
And, so he was held back right before COVID, but
Mhm.
I'm glad that I did that.
Yeah.
So I have him another year under the roof for sure.
Mhm.
And people that know me and know us, they're just fascinated because I am so not a sports dude.
Yeah.
Yet I'm at every game, stressed out, need a gummy.
Wait, what does he play? What's his sport?
He's a pitcher. So when
Oh,
he's
he's a
on the mound, I'm a
pitcher.
hot mess
Oh
express.
my God.
So, yeah, he may be pitching
Oh, right.
Thursday. He may be
Yes.
pitching Saturday against the Palisades. It was just I mean, where
Mhm.
are you? I can't wait. But I mean, I have no regrets. It's
Mhm.
just like been and to be honest, that brought me some of my best friends in baseball. So
Yeah.
were the baseball moms,
Yeah.
and they love the gays.
Right.
So to have a gay dad in the
Yeah, they're
stand,
like,
I mean,
"Yay!"
it's
Yeah.
ideal. It's ideal. So I like the Bloody Marys, and it's great.
Yeah. That's fantastic. I mean, I know a lot of people who held their kids back either due to COVID or it did a number on kids, frankly,
Sure.
you know?
Yes,
So
for
I
sure.
totally get that. And it seems like it makes sense.
So you were saying, where is he? He's, baseball or whatever. So did your schedule ever settle to a point that was a routine, or is it just sort of,
No, I mean, with each job, it settled down, and
Mhm,
and also I'm really lucky that Haven's a good kid because,
mhm,
Farrah, as you know, if you have and our friends
Yeah.
who have
Yeah.
kids that are just pain in the ass
Right.
or
It's a lot.
have issues,
It's a
that
lot.
can add to it. Haven is not that kid. He
Hmm.
is,
Hmm.
knock on wood, a very sweet, kind, he's not a troublemaker. He's a homebody. He loves to be at home. He loves to play
Right.
baseball. So I didn't have that ever. So
Right.
he one tantrum at a Disney on Ice for that damn toy. And I have it, I have a picture of the one freak out. So I have never had that that push and pull with him. So
Right.
I've been blessed to have a normal,
Right.
um,
A very
normal,
chill kid.
very
Yeah.
chill.
Yes. Because I
I
have some stories.
I'm sure I had a feeling you might. We'll meet for a cocktail.
Yes. Yes,
The
absolutely.
afternoon
Cocktails
beer.
for sure. Exactly.
Sure, but Haven is the good kid that that everybody loves to have around, and I get pulled aside and say, Bryant, he's a good kid. So I don't do a lot. He has an aide at school. He has an
Okay.
IEP, so he has
Oh,
an
okay.
aide.
Yeah.
So I don't go to a lot of school functions because I get all my information from her.
Oh,
So
right. Okay.
I don't feel the need to go to the open houses and all that stuff because I'm hands on with the aide, which knows
Right.
his grades and what he needs to do. But
Yeah.
every time I have,
Yeah.
I've been assured by the staff that you
Staff and
have, oh,
teachers.
you're
Yeah.
Haven's dad?
Yeah.
So, and he just ran to be the president of the STEM academy at his
Yeah.
school and he won that. So it's
Wow.
awesome. I'm
Yay.
super proud of him. So
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah.
I got a good one.
That's awesome. And yeah, you got to get in good with your IEP aides.
Yes,
Like,
very
they are
important.
your lifeline.
He's better than Miss Holly. She's
That's
great.
awesome.
She's
Has she
great.
been with him for a long time or?
Been with him since North Hollywood. So this will be the third year, and she
Oh,
stayed with him
wow.
the third
Yeah.
year because she loves him so much. We don't get him
That's
dinner next year.
fantastic.
I'm not happy about it.
Oh, no. Why? What happened?
And his new aide for senior year, and he seems like a great guy, but
He's
he's
all
not.
right.
Holly.
But he's not. You can't replace. We can't
Yeah,
replace
we
her.
build those connections. You don't want to
Yeah,
lose.
you build those
Ah,
connections.
yeah.
Exactly.
Is she moving to another school or
No,
something? Or
she doesn't deal with seniors. She
Mm.
may deal with the freshman and sophomore, and she stuck around for
oh,
junior year.
she made an exception.
Maybe.
Hey, you want to be that one. You want
Well,
that
a
kid.
podcast, but maybe.
Me. You can neither confirm nor deny.
Yes.
It's-
I mean, like I said, it really does take a village of
Yeah.
good teachers that love you and love your family and good friends that support you. But I never want people, gay, lesbian, trans people, to think that they can't be parents through
Mhm.
the LA County because
Mhm.
or throughout the country.
Right.
I don't
Right.
I can't speak to what's going on in Arkansas in the foster care
Right.
system.
Right.
We see what's going on across our country, especially targeting us
Right. Yeah.
at a time when we don't. I mean, it just gets me going. But I would hope that people would give Foster Adopt a second look.
I have a question for you because I'm always interested in, now that you're a parent, what's the most meaningful thing that maybe Haven's taught you about being a parent or being who you are that you could share with us? Because I always like to learn the lessons that we get from those who we take care of, those who are in our family.
I guess that he's proud of me, and
Oh,
that he's never ever been ashamed to be with me or be with my gay friends or to tell his girlfriend or his STEM group that his dad's a gay dad. He says everybody knows it and nobody gives a damn.
Right.
A couple years ago, I had a 25-year in LA party. I guess I was looking for any reason to celebrate out of COVID. So I had a 25-year LA party. I had a bartender upstairs on the roof and all that. And Haven was the bar back. That's when they started targeting like the trans bingo and the library,
Right.
the readings, like
Yeah.
the
The
trans
drag queen. Yes.
like
Story
the
time.
story
Yes.
time. And
Yes.
he has a shirt that drag is not. Oh shit! I can't remember what the term is on his shirt, but it's a very positive way to say they're just like us.
Right.
So, and he said, "Daddy, I want to wear that." So he did, and so that's who he is, and that's what's the most important thing is that he loves his dad.
I love that. Those are types of messages that I think now we really need to see going on in the world because, like you said, we see what's going on in our country and in the world. And so hearing these positive messages, I think really gives hope to people that I can have a family. They can be proud of me. My sexual orientation or my gender identity or expression isn't going to hold me back from having these meaningful relationships.
Absolutely, absolutely, I
And
agree.
it is amazing how, because kids are such sponges and they just absorb what's around them. So it's not even a question for them, right? Like I still remember when like my older child came out as non-binary when they were 10. And so their sibling, their little younger brother was 7. And so my older child said this to us. We were like, okay, you're non-binary. And so we went over to their 7-year-old brother and we're like, hey, so Sia's now non-binary. They go by they, them. We were explaining it probably too much. And he just kind of looked at us and he was like, okay.
For dinner.
Exactly. What's for dinner? I'm hungry. I need a snack. Yeah. Like, so just not an issue at all. Just, yeah.
Yeah, and to be honest, I think the young people today are
Mhm.
over it. They don't. They've got the last thing on their mind is worrying about somebody's whether they're non-binary, gay,
Yeah.
lesbian, trans. They don't care.
Yeah.
They care about finances. They care about their family. They
Right.
care about where they're going to school, and that their home life is a safe,
It's
fun place.
stable. Yeah. Yeah.
Stable place. They
Exactly.
do not care about all the hate.
Yeah.
That is not on their agenda.
They can't be bothered.
They
Like
can't
it's
be
not
bothered.
worth it. Yeah.
It's not
And
it
they
either.
don't know past history to sort
Right.
of jade them.
Yeah.
I mean, I teach after school middle school kids, and I am just amazed at watching the cliques. They're just a mixed bag of everything. Whereas when I grew up, everything, and they just all getting along with each other for the most part
Yeah.
without that whole thing of they, them,
Right.
yeah.
Like what
Agreed.
category are you in or
Yeah,
something?
yeah,
Yeah.
it doesn't matter.
Much more accepting
Right.
place.
Yeah, the kids get it.
They're also learning a lot from each other because they're from different backgrounds, which
Right.
is wonderful. Yeah.
Yeah.
Good point.
So, I mean, I know it's cheesy, but it really is like I do have hope for the future because the young people really are leading the charge on that, where it's just
Bless them.
just don't even care. Like, why is it a big deal? Why?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So one thing we like to do is of our guests, we ask them, what are you hopeful for? Like, what are you hopeful for in the future in general or in your life or in our community? Like, what are you hoping for?
Well, I hope the midterms are successful.
Yeah.
I hope that more and more kids like Haven are adopted and given a shot,
Mhm.
a healthy shot. Yeah, that's what I hope for. That our young people, especially in foster care, are some way given a shot at a forever family. That's what I hope for.
I love that.
It's great. All right. Well, Thank you for being with us, Brian. We really appreciate it and sharing
No,
your life and Haven's life with us. I'm sure it's an inspiration for so many people listening. And thank you all for joining our podcast today. We drop, I guess that's the word, first Tuesday of every month. And we're available on all of the podcasts. You can go to YouTube. You can go to pflagla.org where you can see the different channels that we're on. And Farah, you have a few thank yous.
Yes. Well, I'm going to do one main thank you. Just want to thank our former co-host Corey Berry. He has moved on to bigger and better things, but he really was integral in getting this podcast off the ground. I'll be honest, I was sort of dragging my feet, and he's like, "No, Farrah, we got to do this." So we're doing it. So I want to thank him, wish him well on his future endeavors, and love him to death. Hope he's doing great.
Yes, thank you, Corey. Well, have a great month. And as we like to say, remember, take care of yourself and take care of each other. See you next time.